I don't like that Goodell makes fun of himself with the booing. I know you hated that too. That's like
I hated
when
it.
we come up with fat names for Harry and we're like texting me and the degenerate trifecta, and then Harry will throw one in and it's like, no, you don't get to play this. This is not your game. This is our fun. So, and he was right there with the booze.
They definitely hired either a PR team or a crisis consultant team.
Yeah.
For Goodell to be like, hey man, we just gotta make it seem more personable. It's a quarantine. You're gonna be by yourself. You're the personality of a shoe.
Right.
We thought maybe we'd own this booing thing. What about a hashtag? And what if we'll have a Zoom board behind you? And every time you'll turn around and show the pic to the fans on Zoom, who, by the way, can't see the card because they're all staring at a camera that's the back of your head.
Yeah, they probably can't even see him, right? Would he take a chance of them seeing him and booing, or sticking up a few birds along the way? I don't think he would. Yeah.
Well, and then he changed outfits. Did you see that?
Yeah, I know.
What was that? What is it, like Madonna?
Yeah, right. It's Mr. Rogers taking over right in the middle of our telecast here. But yeah, I thought it could have been a little more fun. I was surprised only one Tiger King reference, and it came 31 minutes in. You have a guy, Joe Burrow, going from the LSU Tigers to the Cincinnati Bengal Tigers. His name is Joe. You got Exotic Joe all over the place, and they throw it in like they were like apologetic to use it when they mentioned it. But it could have done 10 minutes on Exotic Joe. All right, Burrow.
Let's start there with Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
he seemed dismayed. He was watching it, I think, with his parents. Nobody in the house seemed happy. They had the drapes closed behind them. It's just everything about it was depressing. He got picked.
Right.
It's like a hostage video shot. I don't know if it gets taped well beforehand or whatever like that. I don't think the replays were matching up with.
No, they weren't.
But he had how many months here that he knew he was going to the Bengals? Like, be a little more excited? I don't know. Did that strike you at all?
It seemed like a quarantine version of what that really looked like what today's draft represented right there. A quarantine. He's only there with his parents. Every subsequent pick we saw had like between 5 and 15 members of an entourage. So he's obeying the social distancing rules, but no one else really is. And yeah, you're right. The fact that it doesn't match up when they show the player get drafted and where he actually finds out he's drafted, it sucks. Like the NCAA, CBS does a nice job of that. You have to wait like 3 seconds for the NCAA tournament on Selection Sunday when the team all of a sudden goes crazy. But this was 20, 30 seconds in behind, and then they get on the phone with their agent. It was just, that part could have been a lot better for sure.
Yeah, it would be like, we're doing this on Zoom so people can't see me, but it would be like, hey, we've decided to give you free blowjobs for the rest of your life. And the person's just staring ahead motionless. Like, it's supposed to be the most exciting moment of like the first 22 to 23 years of their life. And they're just staring on a tape delay. It reminded me of Speed when they're looping over the bus shot of Keanu Reeves when he's staring straight ahead over and over again.
Well, we can't really speak for a man, and when it actually sinks in that he's playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. So maybe it all really caught up to him when the cameras were on.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite subplots of this, was people trying, because we had nothing to talk about. There's no sports.
Mm-hmm.
And you would hear on sports radio, I heard our friend Coward a couple times, a couple other shows where they're like, what would it take to move into that one spot? Could you overwhelm the Bengals? And it's like, no, the Bengals. They never trade down. They don't do anything. They're the safest franchise we have. They barely want to even own the team. They're not trading backwards. They're not doing anything like that. They're taking this kid.
That was one of the, someone asked me like, is it worth betting Burrow to go number one? It's 100. You have to lay 100 to win $1. And you know me, I love doing stuff like that, but I could not justify that during a pandemic, losing 100 times your investment. Pretty bad.
Well, before we get to the rest of the draft, the highlight for me was me, and House start texting about draft bets a few hours before. I know you're on 17 different text chains with things, but for one day, it felt like we were back. It felt I did 2 bets.